What's going on, everyone? So, if you think LeBron James is leaving in the offseason, guess again. Now, everything's rumor or, opinions change or things change. So, it is still possible that maybe something happens. But, like I said, from the moment that I didn't think LeBron would retire this year. I don't think he retires without everyone knowing. I think he'll let everybody know, like, hey, this is my last year type thing. However, I think LeBron, as soon as they traded for Luka, LeBron probably plays another, 2-3 years. Honestly, I think he plays somewhere close to that. But the reason I'm bringing it up and the reason I'm talking about LeBron James returning to the Lakers in the offseason is because we got reports from Brett Siegel that LeBron James is indeed sticking around. And not only is he sticking around, he's going to take a team-friendly deal. So let's get into exactly what Brett Siegel said, because I think this is something that, I've talked about numerous times. He also was willing to do in the offseason, but let's get into it. So again, Brett Siegel, LeBron James will likely help the Lakers this offseason with a pay cut to add talent around Luka Doncic. LeBron will likely opt out of his $50.6 million player option, but he is not expected to leave Los Angeles. League sources told Clutch Points, this has been James' strategy through the years, signing those unique 1+1 contracts, which give him and the Lakers flexibility to adjust their cap numbers accordingly. Last offseason, James made it clear to Rob Pelinka and the Lakers front office that he would be willing to take a slight pay cut if it means them targeting impactful talents who could increase the team's championship odds. He will very likely do the same this summer, allowing Los Angeles to add more talent around him and Luka Doncic. So, again, this is something that I really do think he is going to do. I've talked about this on several occasions, right? He was more than willing to do so this past offseason. Supposedly, obviously we don't know how much he would have been willing to take ultimately, but there were reports that he was willing to take as much as $20 million off the top in order to free up their full mid-level exception. But he wanted, for those that don't remember, like Klay Thompson, Jonas Valanciunas, DeMar DeRozan, right? There was several guys. He had a list of guys supposedly that he was willing to take a pay cut for if the Lakers would have went and acquired those guys. Lakers ultimately didn't. And LeBron James, he did take a pay cut to keep them under the second apron, but he didn't take that huge significant pay cut, which I don't blame him at all, right? Yes, pay cut would be nice, right? Give you some more flexibility and do stuff. But why, if the Lakers don't maximize that space, right? Why should LeBron have to take, a $20 million discount to save billionaires tax money, right? It's silly. Now, if you have a purpose, right? If you have hey, here's the plan. We can go get Miles Turner this offseason, right? If you take $25 million less, I don't know. I'm just examples, right? And he's like, nah, I'm good. Then yeah, I can understand the frustration. But if he's like, yeah, let's do it, that's huge for the Lakers. A couple things you have to keep in mind too. Lakers, and this is why I'm really excited for the offseason. I know a lot of people are going to look at that and be like, of course you are. You're the trade guy. And I am the trade guy, and I embrace that, right? But people love it. I love it. I enjoy exploring the different possibilities. Again, I'm just a fan, not an insider, not some, guy that has all these connections and stuff. I'm a fan that is blessed enough to just be able to have these fun conversations. So, of course, I'm going to talk a lot of trade stuff. But I'm genuinely excited for the offseason, whether the Lakers win the championship or not. Obviously, we'll handle the offseason stuff when it's appropriate when we get there. But I do think even if the Lakers win the championship this year, they do need to kind of retool this. Changes are coming regardless. You got to get a center, some more two-way guys. Lakers are going to have a lot of flexibility. They're going to have LeBron James, assuming that this is true. So it's going under the assumption that the report is true and that he is going to take a discount in the offseason. Again, we don't know what that number is. I think it'll be based on what the Lakers do, right? I think if he needs to take $10 million, he'll take $10 million. If he needs 20, within reason. He's not going to play for a vet minimum or anything like that. And even then, it doesn't impact the cap space enough to really affect anything, right? But I think it's like around 20, 25 million. You start having like wiggle room to do a bunch of stuff, stay under first papers, do sign in trades, whatever, right? Like you can do all the things that Lakers just have more flexibility. But a couple things, right? So you have LeBron willing to take, let's call it 20 million, right? Just use that as a number, 20 million. On top of that, the cap is said to increase 10% this upcoming offseason. That's another like 14 and some change. Call it 14 million. That's 34 million the Lakers would free up in the offseason. Not counting vet minimum stuff. Lakers might free up like $40 million in the offseason. They would have Maxi Kleber, Rui Hachimura, Gabe Vincent, right? They'd have, obviously other guys, but I'm talking about expiring contracts. And you could even go Austin Reeves if you wanted to, right? Again, I'm not saying that they will trade him or that they should trade him or anything like that. I'm just saying he is a real option that you can look to trade in the offseason. And you also have your picks. You have all this flexibility, right? Like Lakers are in excellent shape. Lakers could potentially clear like 40 plus million off their books. On top of clearing 40 plus million off their books, they have like another 60 million in tradable salary, right? Like they could completely revamp this roster essentially 3 through 15 if they want to. I imagine they're going to want to keep some continuity. Like I think guys like Jared Vanderbilt, unless they get like a really good deal, but Jared Vanderbilt, Dorian Finney-Smith, Jordan Goodwin is going to be on a vet minimum next year. I don't see him going, right? There's a couple guys like the scrappers, the dirty work guys. Those guys I don't think that they're going to get rid of. Rui, I wouldn't be shocked. Gabe Vincent, Maxi Kleber, Austin Reeves, they're going to have to make a decision on in the offseason no matter what, right? Because he's going into a contract year, and at 13 million, outside of Victor Wembanyama, he's the best contract in the league. No doubt about it, right? Wemby is making 13 million too, or 13 and some change. So he's the best value contract. But beyond Wemby, right, Austin Reeves is right there. But he's not the best value contract at 30 or 40 million, which he's more likely not going to get. Teams would probably give him 30 to 40 million just to get him off the Lakers, right? And go like, hey, LeBron's going to probably retire in a year or two, right? LeBron's going to retire at some point, right? So this is huge because this just opens up so much more potential for the Lakers. This opens up scenarios to where you may be able to work out a sign and trade for a guy. You may be able to go get another star. You may be able to get, 3, 4 kind of higher end rotation pieces via trade and, sign and trade and free agency and all this stuff. And now you just have like this just, loaded 1 through 9 roster and 1 through 8 roster, and now you're one of the best teams in the league. Right? So the Lakers have a ton of flexibility. Now, again, this is all under the assumption that LeBron would be willing to do it again in the offseason, but I don't like why he was willing to do it this past offseason. I don't see him now, especially after he got Luka. Right? Like Luka is literally everything LeBron has been begging for years now. Literally since the bubble, he's wanted to play more off ball. He's wanted somebody that can handle the pressure and do the dirty, do all those things. That's why they got Dennis Schroeder. That's why they went and got D'Angelo Russell, Russell Westbrook, Dennis Schroeder again. That's why they got all those guys. So that way LeBron can play more off ball and kind of adjust into his later years. Right? Well, now you got a guy in Luka. You got the ultimate piece, right? There's very few guys in the league that can do anything close to what Luka can do. Now, I know Luka has had his up and down moments and stretches, but, Luka, I imagine, in the offseason is probably going to get back to looking like a very different Luka. I think if I'm Luka, I'm attaching myself to LeBron and working on that offseason regime. I think that LeBron's going to help kind of shape him and mold him and kind of get him to that next step, right? Teach him like, hey, this is what you got to do if you want to have some longevity and you want to win some championships, right? So I'm excited for the offseason for that, but I don't see LeBron now basically getting the guy that's going to extend his career another 2 or 3 years and, go, no, I'm not going to try to help build this team. I'm not going to try to help, put us in the best position to win championships. He has a legitimate chance now to win an NBA championship. Him and Anthony Davis, there was genuine question. And look, I love Anthony Davis. If the Lakers win a championship this year, I think Anthony Davis deserves a ring still, right? There's a lot. I love AD. But there was genuine questions of, can the Lakers win another championship with LeBron James and Anthony Davis? Can Anthony Davis be the number one guy? Can Anthony Davis take the reins from LeBron? And we just never got to see it. Right? He just never really did it fully. He had moments, he had stretches, he had games, right? Like, never really quite was the guy that we expected. Right? Luka is that guy. However you feel about Luka so far this year, we know what he can do when he's right and healthy and in shape and all that stuff, which I imagine he will be. And that guy is a top 3 to 5 player in the league at worst, right? Like, the guy is unbelievably gifted. And I imagine LeBron James is going to go like, hey, this is my best chance to win a championship, right? Like, let's get the pieces. Let's get the guys, right? Whatever I have to do. If I got to take $25 million, I'll take $25 million, right? I see him probably taking 25 to 30 million, right? Which would be still, insane money. And, he's in year 23, age 41. He'd be the highest paid player ever and all that. Like, there's so many different things, right? Like, I think he does it. But anyway, as always, this is a discussion. Pass a question on you. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. What do you think? How do you feel? What are your thoughts? Do you agree? Disagree? Do you think LeBron will take a discount? Do you think he won't? Are you excited for this news? Are you not? However you feel. Either way, I'd love to hear it. So let me know down in the comments below. That being said, if you haven't liked this video, hit that like button. Helps me out. Helps me enjoy these types of videos, and I truly appreciate it. Not subscribe to the channel, hit that subscribe button. Turn on the bell notifications. Appreciate y'all. See you in the next one. Thank you.